Delivering the best in Detroit sports coverage.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big The Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal. Rhul, that guy. Lindsey Hunter, he won NBA titles and stuff. Sam Flannel, he did not win any NBA titles. He is here on scene, and you know it's going to be a very smooth show because JB Smoove is here in the house as well. We are live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. They got the plug. You're in the market for a new car. It's time for you to get a new car. This is the stop, everybody. Be like Sam Flannel and come get your car at Feldman Chevrolet, among others, listeners from Woodward Sports at all Silverados. They bought it all from here, but we are happy to be out here. We are happy because it's a victory Monday, Lindsey, the Detroit Lions, very, very rock-solid win.
Hey, we talked about it. What was the game plan? Load the box. Force Ritter to drop back as many times as possible, and he fizzled, just like we said he would.
Desmond Ridder was Desmond Ridder.
Exactly.
He absolutely. It's funny. So we had my buddy Frankie from the ATL on the show last week, and remember, you weren't in that show. D-Mac was here that day, but you guys remember he was like, "Oh, we're terrified. We're terrified of this game. We're terrified of Desmond Ridder being our quarterback."
Yes.
And lo and behold, as advertised. Jump into that WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel and the Big D Energy podcast as well. Detroit Dabber 313 first in. What up, though? Victory Monday. Yes, that is it. Johnny Little, Neal's Get Right made me some money. Can we talk, Sam Flannel, can we talk about the Get Right phenomenon for a minute?
Go right ahead.
Can we talk about it?
Sure.
We are 47-15.
Man, I wish I would have got on that sooner. Maybe quit my job. Maybe not here. I'd still stay here, but be financially set off if I would have just taken all your get rights.
And Lindsey, I get the tweets from people. They're sending me screenshots of the money they've won. I'm going to start doing like Spenny and dropping the Venmo. You know?
You got to.
Give me a little taste.
Yes.
I'm out here in the streets for the people.
You got to get a percentage of this.
Just a little taste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're making a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, we got all the football that we're going to get into and break it all down. Lindsey, I have to ask you, our guy Russell Wilson and the new cult hero Sean Payton out there in Denver got a 70 burger put on him yesterday by the Dolphins. I know Tua's kind of mid, I guess. He was only 23 of 26.
Yeah, somebody
only 4 touchdowns.
Right.
You know, we'll explain why it doesn't matter, I'm sure, as the show goes on.
Early MVP rankings should have him at #1.
Oh, he is.
Oh, that's
as
what
of
I
last
thought.
week, he's
That's
the
what I
betting
thought.
favorite to be the league MVP.
No doubt.
But I have to ask you this, and I'll ask the people: what's the biggest ass kicking you ever took in your life?
Ooh.
Because Sean Payton, Russell Wilson, and his action figure hair gave up a 70 burger. Like, they had to go back through, like, time back when, like, Michigan was winning national titles on their own to tell you the last time somebody scored 70 in a game.
1966, I think. 1966.
Yeah. What is the biggest ass kicking you ever took, Lindsey?
I don't know, man. I try to forget those. You know,
there's got to be one that stands out, though.
No, but playing sports as long as I have, I've taken quite a few of those, and I remember every one of them.
But you never gave up the equivalent of a 70 burger in an NFL game.
I don't know, man. Probably. Sometimes it's just, you just have nights like that. Sometimes everything goes right for the opposing team and everything goes wrong for you, and that's what that looks like. That's what that looks like. I don't know what Sean Payton's plan was defensively.
Didn't work. Didn't work. But, you know, through it all, the Denver Broncos are 0-3. They are cooked. Thank you for coming out. The Sean Payton hype. Another year of Russell Wilson making $50 million or whatever it is.
But to Russ's defense, Russ didn't play bad.
Don't want to hear that.
Russ was playing.
I don't care.
Russ started off the game looking like the resemblance of the old Russ.
Stop.
He did. But there was an onslaught. What do you want him to do? He didn't play defense.
Maybe he should have did some lunges on the flight. It's a long flight from Denver to Miami. Maybe he should have done some lunges. But, yes, we're going to get into the Brian Branch stuff. We're going to get into the Jahmyr Gibbs stuff. We're going to get into the Sam Laporta stuff. We're going to get into the Jared Goff stuff. We are going to get into the Detroit Lions. And, oh, by the way, there's a game in 3 days now. Whew. With the division hanging in the balance. And later on when we talk the whole league, Jordan Love is fully a Green Bay Packer now. Wiggle off the hook. They're down 17-0 in the fourth quarter, and somehow, some way, they end up getting a win. we'll discuss it.
Yes.
Lindsey will tell you how great he is.
I'm not saying he's great, but he's a bona fide starter in the NFL, and we are seeing that right now. Now, it's early, the thing about early season, a lot of bad teams don't know that they're bad yet, or they don't realize how bad they are and how bad they're going to be. So we don't really know what the Packers are. Maybe they're a bad team.
But we're going to find out in about 72 hours. We're going to find out.
Definitely. But Jordan Love is a bona fide starter. I'm not saying he's a superstar. I'm not saying he's an all-pro, but he's a bona fide starter.
I wish we were in studio right now because I would have the show us go because you could show us on Thursday. Guys, isn't this fun, though? Like, for real, isn't this fun? They went and did what they were supposed to do.
Yes.
If you watch a Lions pregame show, it was exactly what we talked about.
Yes.
You get up on them. You take away their advantage of being able to run the ball. I think Bijan had, 10 carries, Sam Flannel?
10 carries for 33 yards.
10 carries for 33 yards.
There you go.
And it was textbook. They got to the quarterback, sacked him 7 times. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Lindsey. They took them apart. It was never in question. It was low stress. Goff was very, very good in the first half. Not as good in the second half, but didn't have to be.
Right.
The game was handled at that point. They were never a threat.
The only thing that bothered me is the fact that the Lions looked so dominant, but the score didn't resemble how they were playing at one time. It was
but now you're getting into into style points and things like that, Lindsey.
Points. I'm getting into the substance of what I was watching. If I didn't see the score, I would have thought the Lions were up 21-0, but it was a one-score game for a while.
But it was a Desmond Ridder involved one-score game.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's different. It's different to be up one score on Desmond Ridder than it is to be up on Tua or Patrick Mahomes. And yes, when you're the betting favorite for the MVP, Sam Flannel, you get up in that company. Sorry.
Patrick Mahomes.
You can say nothing. You can say nothing.
No, I mean, I can say
He's
that
cooking this league.
Tua is the betting favorite right now, but I wouldn't put him up there with Mahomes because Mahomes has accomplished miles and miles and miles and miles and miles.
This season is in a vacuum.
He's talking about right now.
All right.
He's the betting favorite for the MVP, so that means he is up mentioning with those guys, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean,
that's
right now it'd probably be him. You got Mahomes. You got to put Herbert in there as well.
Brock Purdy?
No.
Herbert.
6 touchdowns, no picks.
Herbert be 0-3 if they weren't going up against Kirk Cousins.
Hey, I mean, allegedly he's the best quarterback, right, Neal Rhul? I mean, Kirk.
Statistically he was.
He does have 9 touchdowns and 2 picks, and they're 0-3. That is kind of shitty.
And when did that last pick come?
That pick came
with 10 seconds left in the game in the end zone to win the game.
You know who was the happiest man alive? Brandon Staley. He might have been fired on the field if they would have lost that game.
Here we go. I'm not dealing with this at all. Brandon Katz in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Denver's receivers need to get healthy too. Judy is playing horribly. Oh, I know. If they would have been healthy and he was playing well, they would have scored 71 points and won. FOH, Brandon Katz. No, this is Sean Payton and Russell Wilson's team, and they're dead. They're dead, like the Minnesota Vikings. Dead.
Well, all I heard all offseason was Sean Payton's going to straighten everything out.
That's I was told that. I was told Sean Payton's here and he'll fix them.
Right. That's what the word was. So and you know how these things go. Most head coaches are as good as their quarterback. So when Sean Payton was in New Orleans, had a great quarterback, won a Super Bowl, right? Always was really good. Now he has Russ, and they're getting 70 burgers put on him.
Yeah, absolutely. But yes, the get right did come through. We are at Feldman Chevrolet. You know, on Thursday we do our Feldman Chevrolet Pigskin Pick'em Cup. I was 2-0-1 on the weekend. DMAC was 2-1, so I gained some ground. So that was out there as well. Hawaii got that late night push at like 2:30 in the morning. So that I was half a point away from having a flawless weekend. No, but we are in there, and yes, yeah. Lions hater number 1, Tua going to put Mahomes in place this year, in his place. I think that's a bit aggressive, but we will see. We will absolutely. DNC ENT 40 of 47, Neal. Yes, and Tua was 23 for 26. Better, higher completion percentage. If you want to get granular like Sam Flannel,
right.
because that's a Sam Flannel take,
yes,
DNC ENT.
Definitely.
If you want to get granular, 40 of 47 is great. It ain't the percentage Tua had.
I mean, can we just both agree that they both played phenomenally yesterday? They did.
We said that.
They did.
You know how you are.
One of them's a league favorite for the MVP, and one of them's scraping by to maybe get to the playoffs.
He's gonna
when he does, a 29-0 lead's not safe.
I mean, who has never played a playoff game? So in 3 years, even though he's a consummate winner.
No, we're just getting warmed up, though. We are going to get into all that. Seriously, Lindsey, what's the biggest ass kicking that you can remember that you took?
Dude, I told you.
Was it ever a 70-point game in the NFL bad?
Probably.
No way.
Dude, that happens. I'm telling
That'd
you.
be like giving up 200 in the league.
Dude, one I remember a game, and this was during our championship time. We went to Dallas. They might have put 50 on us. They might have beat us by 50. Dirk was shooting that thing, falling out of bounds. I was like, we couldn't do nothing.
I know. I love it. I love it. Ryan's reaction. Has there ever been a time where we've seen 70 scored in the NFL?
I told you.
Not
1966.
not since the 60s, back when Michigan football was taking trains to games. And oh, by the way, that was even 18 years past their run, 1966.
Yeah, 48. That was their last.
That was 2 decades past their run. That was in the midst when did Michigan State win 2 in the 60s?
Yeah, they did.
And Minnesota won a couple?
I think they won at least one, yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine. Michigan got one in 97.
Quick comment on your Michigan Wolverines. Look very good, huh?
Yeah, they looked fine. They won by 24 points. They've never allowed opponents to have even 10 points this season. I know all the opponents were bad and we're in a no-win situation, but still, why should I be worried? 4-0. Dominant wins every time. Blake Corum, 8 rushing touchdowns. The defense.
Still feeling good about J.J. Seat in New York?
No. No.
Is Ryan still feeling good about J.J. number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft?
Probably not. Really, he is?
Smooth say yeah.
Probably shouldn't be, but he'll be first round.
Okay.
He'll be first round.
Tomorrow, RIP Tuesday, by the way.
Ooh,
I have one for you, Flannel.
I can't wait for
We
that
might have a bonus round of RIP on Tuesday.
Because
there's a lot of people to bury.
Yeah.
Like week 3 is like, there it is right there. Week 3 is like a moving day, Lindsey. There's a lot of people to bury. I can't even get to them all tomorrow. I could do an RIP show tomorrow. There's so many people to bury. But we will get there. Chad Fisher, thank you. I'd be remiss to mention. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
So on brand.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that game. That was the best game. Best game of the weekend.
It was.
Enjoyed
it was like when your team wins in dominating fashion like the Lions did, and it was relatively sweat. I was at the apple orchard by the 4th quarter of that game.
Hell yeah.
I want you guys to know that.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt. Those are the best kind of weekends. No, I mean
even had a donut.
I mean that's the thing, and Lindsey kind of touched on it earlier. I guess the score didn't quite indicate how dominant it was, but it was Desmond Ridder on the other end. The Falcons didn't get anything going. And Desmond Ridder was Desmond Ridder because that's who he is.
Hey,
he's terrible.
But Sam,
yo,
someone was a little afraid of Desmond Ridder earlier in the week.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say anything. I just said someone was
I know you're not talking about me. At no point did I, quote, fear Desmond Ridder.
Well, there was a slight concern in your voice. Remember, we talked about this. We talked about this. You were concerned about the Falcons.
Yeah, on Monday and Tuesday I was. But I self-admitted was a little emotional from what happened the weekend before. But for those of people that watch, and by the way, great show yesterday, Lions pregame show with Jeff Iafredi was a lot of fun. For those that watch, when you watch a show, you and I did the show Friday, I had conviction.
Yes.
I told you I had an epiphany. It didn't cost me $50 at Tiffany's, but I did have an epiphany. And it just, the Holy Spirit just kind of washed over me, and all the sins were atoned for, and it was time to ride, and I got the people right. Lindsey, it's what I do, man.
You did. You're right.
It's absolutely what I do.
I just didn't understand what you were thinking about having any fear about. I told you Atlanta was trash. I told you that, didn't I? I said Atlanta was trash.
They were trash. They were definitely trash yesterday. The Woodward Sports pregame show, however, was not trash, and it is back. I was on it yesterday. We had a great time with Jeff Iafredi, and we were chopping it up, man, sipping the Kool-Aid. I was laying it down, getting the people right for all of it. Even if you're a same old Lions person, get in Thursday. Yes, Thursday night football on Amazon Prime. Lions, Packers. The fate of the division hangs in the balance. Here we go, everybody. Here we go. Lions pregame show. We're doing Lions coverage better than anybody in this city. That is a fact, not opinion. No, but we are. We're going to get deep into this Detroit Lions game. There's a couple of angles I do want to talk about, and we're ready. We're absolutely ready to break it down. Right, Sam Flannel?
Yes, we are ready. And now, before that, I got to tell you about Dispo, of course. Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary. With over 12 locations, including their new location that is now open in Whitmore Lake, Dispo is never far away. It is the only cannabis mall. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug. Dispo Romeo open till midnight every single day except Sunday. Get to Dispo today.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Join Woodward Sports and Long Drink every Lions home game before tailgating for the official Lions VIP tailgate party. It is at Eastern Market in Shed number 5, and it is going to be a bash. The next one is going to be from 9:30 a.m. up until game time, getting you ready for the Lions versus the Panthers. The official Lions tailgate is back and better than ever. How would you like to pregame it with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? Food, beverages, and entertainment all included. Get your tickets online today at bullseyeeventgroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on IG, and direct message Lions VIP.
All right, we're off and running. Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. You guys know what it is. They have the inventory. Get out here, get that car. It's time for a new car, so come through here like a lot of you have already done. Even our very own Sam Flannel has purchased a car here from Feldman Chevrolet. I'm looking to get in the process of that myself. But the Lions dominant over the Atlanta Falcons. 7 sacks for the defensive line. Desmond Ridder, 21 of 38, 200 yards. No interceptions, but no touchdowns as well. But again, Lindsey, it is something that I talked about in the pregame show here on Woodward Sports, where I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about pressures. I want to see you get to the quarterback. And they got to the quarterback, Lindsey. And they were simply dominant. That front 7 for the Detroit Lions. Anzalone's flying around, making play. I didn't really hear anybody talk about Alex Anzalone a lot. He's been good. He's been pretty good this season so far. But Lindsey, when you put it all together, this is what you wanted to see. Low stress, Lions in control. It was never in doubt. I know you talked about the fact you would like to see him maybe punch a couple more in the end zone.
Yes.
But with Desmond Ridder over there, Lindsey, field goals are as good as touchdowns.
Yes, but think about it. You're not preparing for Desmond Ridder. You're preparing for bigger and better things. So you want to score. You want to get touchdowns, not field goals. When you're playing in the top of that division, you're going to be playing teams that are going to score, that are going to put 21, 28 points up on the board. So you have to get ready for that. And just field goals against a team like that, of course, that's fine. But going forward, you need to punch those things in and turn them into 7 more times than not.
No question. And for me, how did the Lions do it? They came out, they went 3 and out on offense, and they scored the next 3 possessions. Right? They had a field goal, a touchdown, and a field goal. I believe was the run of show. And that would be my only criticism, I guess, if you want to go the criticism route. My only criticism, I liked what they did in basically getting 3 possessions for one. You guys know I'm big on this around halftime because I've noticed a theme. That's what good teams do, and that's what the Lions did. They're getting the ball to start the second half. They scored towards the end of the second quarter. They got the ball with an opportunity to do it again. They didn't. That kind of stunk.
Right.
They got the ball to start the quarter and to start the second half. And they were in a position, Lindsey, where if you score a touchdown, it's over. Because then you're up 20-3, and Desmond Ridder has done nothing to this point. So what makes you think he's going to score 17 in the second half?
Well, we knew that was highly unlikely.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So Lindsey, for me, rock solid A, because it is what I asked for. Win, B, get to the quarterback, C, control the game, and D, make it so I can go to the apple orchard by the fourth quarter. And all those boxes were checked, and the Detroit Lions did it.
So you give them an A grade?
I give them an A grade, yeah, for what was asked. For what the assignment was.
I can't give them an A, though. I can't give them an A because they didn't score enough against a bad team. At least give me 28. Give me 28 points against these guys.
I'm not. See, Lindsey, this is where you, as a 49ers fan, you have no frame of reference to this, Lindsey. All right? The bottom line here, especially at this point, right? I won't say we were at critical mass. However, we were at DEFCON 3. You know what I'm saying? If this were War Games, we were at DEFCON 3 as Lions fans. They put the fire out yesterday. Lindsey, I just go back. Did you ever feel the Lions were threatened? Were the Atlanta Falcons ever a threat?
I told you the only thing I felt was the fact that I was watching the game and they appeared to be totally dominating the game. But when I looked at the score, it was still a one-score game, and I'm like, why? It seems like they should be ahead way more than they are.
If you give me their offensive line intact, I would agree with you. But also, if you give me their offensive line intact, they probably do get to 28. You know, again, I'm not.
But the facts.
I'm not going to get caught up haggling here.
Yeah,
man.
but the facts are, you have to play with who's there,
and they did,
and they did,
and they controlled the game and were never a threat to lose.
But yet and still, if you're thinking big picture and you're thinking about who you will have to face in the future and going forward, preparing for that, you have to start understanding you have to punch that ball in the end zone as much as possible. And field goals aren't going to get you where the Lions are trying to go.
Well, you do understand, though, Lindsey, right? Like the Atlanta Falcons have arguably the best safety in the game. Flannel, mark me on this. Jesse Bates is up there.
Yeah, he's up there.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to go far to get to Jesse Bates' name when you start listing off safeties in the game.
Okay.
He made a play. He made a play. He got a pick.
I'll give him that. They got the best safety, okay?
They got a very, very good defense. It's not elite, but it's good. I'd say, Flannel, would you put him upper third of the league, 10th, 11th?
Yeah, about that range, yeah.
I'll take it, Lindsey. I'll take it. And the offense didn't have their fastball in the second half. They were good in the first half. They weren't as good in the second half.
Right.
If you want me to be critical of something, yes, that's it.
I don't want you to be critical of something. I just want you to think about what you're preparing for. If you're preparing for a playoff run and you claim, everybody says that they're going to win the division. You want to be division champs and you want to step with the big boys, then you have to play like the big boys. Now, if you have a dominant defense like in the past some teams have had that they can hold you to 14 points every single game underneath it, I don't think the Lions have quite that. So they're going to have to score a little more.
No doubt. And we'll see how it kind of comes back together from an offensive line perspective. And yes, I did see that too. They did have some attrition. Matt Nelson did go down in the game. Have we heard anything, Flannel? Like, have our Lions people had any updates or anything like that?
I haven't heard anything.
You haven't heard anything? All right, so we'll kind of keep an eye on that, monitor that, how that goes on. Pistons fan 11, Jahmyr Gibbs got it done when it mattered most. And he looked like he got stronger as things went on.
See, I got to give me a Gibbs jersey. That's my next jersey. I want a Gibbs jersey. That's what I want.
Because you're all in.
I told you from day one. He's got it. He's got it. And he shows flashes of it.
Yes. 17 for 80, man, is pretty rock solid. Pretty rock solid, man. You're pushing five yards a carry.
No,
that's all you can want. It was, it was interesting. It took a minute to get the engines fired up for him, but it's like that in this league. You got to go through the process of an NFL game as a running back, and more importantly, as a defensive line, as a linebacking.
And think about it. This was his first time actually being the guy. Usually he was coming in and kind of spot playing, but now he got the bulk of the carries, and he did a hell of a job.
Right.
He's a stud, man.
And just Matt Broder just texted me, no update on Matt Nelson yet.
Okay.
So just confirming that.
Dan. There is some attrition on that offensive line, man. It is. So, again, you go back to it. It is. It's an A for me. Flannel, where were you at with it?
Oh, it's 100% an A, because here's the only stat that matters to me. The Lions sacked the quarterback more times than they allowed points, 7-6. It was absolutely unbelievable. It was one of the most dominating defensive performances I've ever seen by a Lions team. And I get it. It's Desmond Ridder on the other end of the field, and the Lions made him look like Desmond Ridder. They forced him to throw the football 38 times, absolutely. But they still had Bijan Robinson. They still had Tyler Algier. They still had Drake London. They still had Kyle Pitts. They have dudes on that offense, and they were rendered useless.
Since this is the last opportunity I'm going to get to talk about this, and I talked about it on the Lions pregame show yesterday, this whole Kyle Pitts thing, are we done with this, by the way?
No,
he's a 45-yard-a-game guy. That's what he is.
He had 1,000 his rookie year.
And what's happened since then?
Not much.
But but think about it. Who's throwing him the ball? We just talked about that guy, right?
Then do better. Then find somebody else.
Yeah, that's what they have to do.
Find somebody else. This whole Kyle Pitts thing, man.
No,
Kyle Pitts played with Matt Ryan? Like, this whole Kyle Pitts thing, he's a weapon. He'll get loose on the Lions, stuff like whatever, man. He's just a regular old tight end that they picked, number 5 in the draft or whatever.
I don't know if he's a regular old tight end.
He's a regular old tight end.
No, he's not regular.
Tell me a dynamic Kyle Pitts moment ever.
He had 1,000 yards as a rookie. That's the second most in a season all time by a tight end.
1,004 with 1 touchdown.
1,026 if you want to get granular.
I feel like Sam Flannel right now. 1,000 yards with 1 touchdown.
All right, but 1,000 yards as a tight end, only one other person's
with
done
one
that. That was
touchdown.
Mike did. Fine.
He's regular.
He's better. He's
regular.
He's in the Hawkinson tier to me. He's in the T.J. Hawkinson tier.
He's a Amazon bin store T.J. Hawkinson.
I don't think so.
He's a 5 below T.J. Hawkinson.
I mean, he was probably their most productive receiver yesterday. Not that matters at all, because the Falcons' offense did nothing, but still.
And this is what it is. MC Regs puts it well. People are obsessed with Pitts and his measurables. He doesn't have relevant stats. They see him and they're like, well, this guy's got to be good. But guess what, guys? He's not. And the Lions, for all intents and purposes, closed the door on him.
Well,
right?
it's got to hurt him, though, having Desmond Ridder, who we all acknowledge is terrible. Man, football.
You will play your narrative. You can never just say, you know what? Yeah, he's regular.
He's not regular. And I'm not here to defend Kyle Pitts. I just want to celebrate the Lions' win, which I started off the segment by doing. But
because that's part of it. They closed the whole tight end discussion, the Kyle Pitts crowd, because there was a lot on the pregame show yesterday. And I was like, dude, it's Kyle Pitts, man. He's regular. And they're like, he's going to get 100 yards. No, he's not. He's regular.
Well, we knew he wasn't getting 100 yards. No. Coming into the game, I think total passing yards were 290 or something like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They don't really pass the ball effectively. Right. And that's the thing. We got Desmond Ridder threw the ball 38 times.
And we wanted
that. I would have killed for that, and it actually happened.
Right.
And they only put up 6 points.
Right.
I don't know, man. Kyle Pitts is elite. He needs a guardian.
He does need a guardian. That is 100% the case. And let Guardian Alarm offer you flexibility, all the protection that you could possibly need from a home security office. Call them at 1-800-STAY-OUT. That's 1-800-STAY-OUT. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts.
Calling all landscapers. This is
all right,
JB
Smooth.
I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune in to the Woodward Sports Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Rhul here for 5 Iron Golf. Play, practice, and party at downtown Detroit inside the Cambria Hotel. That's right. Detroit's newest sports bar has 13 TrackMan simulators, certified and golf instructors, a full bar, most importantly, and a restaurant. Mention promo code Woodward at checkout, 50% off your first visit. All you got to do, visit 5irongolf.com to tee up the good times. Join the Woodward sports team. The Thursday Night League will be back in effect this Thursday. Little pregame for the Lions-Packers. 5irongolf.com. The 5 Iron Golf Leagues presented by Mark White's and Associates. Go to 5irongolf.com and be a part of Detroit's newest sports bar. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Lindsey Hunter, Neal Rhul, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove in the house live at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Get out here, get that new Chevrolet you've had your eye on. And we're talking Detroit Lions, dominant win over the Atlanta Falcons. They were in control the whole time. Atlanta was never a threat in that football game. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jonah, Jeff Iafrate is a biatch. So there's that one out there as well. That narrative never goes away. And that is true. Having worked with him yesterday, I can confirm. So I do want to talk about this real quick. Just putting MC Regs. Pitts hasn't done diddly since his rookie year. Brandon Katz says Pitts will be a Pro Bowl player when Atlanta has a real quarterback. All right, I'll take it to the streets, JB Smoove. Right here, right now, you have two choices. Sam Flannel, you have two choices. You have Kyle Pitts or Sam Laporta. Which one you taking?
I'm going Sam Laporta.
Oh, really? Oh, but I thought Pitts was so great.
But and I know
so measurables.
I know we'll touch on it later.
You'll take a rookie, second-round pick rookie.
A rookie second-rounder who is on pace to have the greatest season by a rookie tight end ever. I know we'll get to it more later, but that is the fact. Sam Laporta's showing out.
Okay, let's pop it up there, JB Smoove. I wonder where the people will go. Kyle Pitts is regular. Absolutely regular. You know who we do have to talk about yesterday? And I'll get to the defensive line. But this Brian Branch stuff. Brian Branch is here. And most importantly, the thing that was most importantly to me, the biggest thing he did wasn't even on the football field, where the numbers were ridiculous. He did a little bit of everything. Yep. You know what I love, Lindsey Hunter? And I've talked about this in the past. The 2014 Lions were the closest team I saw to being a quote-unquote good football team. Right. You had guys like Sue, the attitude. Brian Branch took the penalty in the game. And they asked him about it in the postgame, and he said, F it, I'll take the flag. Yes. Brian Branch, yes. That is what I want from this football team. That is what I've been dying for with this football team. For a dude like Brian Branch to square up and put a man in the ground and say, F it, I'll take the flag. Brian Branch, yes, yes, yes.
So you like that. That gives them – but you need to have that. That gives you that edge. When you got guys like that and receivers start knowing guys are out there like that, then that gives you a little – the alligator arms happen a little more than not when you got guys like that. All the great defenses have guys flying around like that that'll take your head off if given a chance. And don't mind taking a penalty. Who cares? I'm setting the tone. I'm being an example for my teammates. I'm letting them know we're out here to destroy you. And that's what every good to great defense has.
You need it, Lindsey.
Yes.
You need it. Every team, every sport, every genre, every organization. You need someone.
Because it's contagious. The physicality is contagious, especially defensively. When you got a physical defense, and from the defensive line to the linebackers to the secondary, man, and we've seen those historical defenses that were flat out physical. Seattle had one of the most physical defenses that we've ever seen from top to bottom. And they had guys flying around, Cam Chancellor out there decapitating people, you know?
Right.
You need that.
But again, I'm not even talking about like I know everyone's going to go right to the buzzword and say the fear, right? A receiving core feels him even when he's not there. I'm not even talking about that. It's what you brought up, Lindsey. Because if you're around that, you can't help but get swallowed up into it. You know what I'm saying? Like it happens. The mentality takes over.
Yes, because you can have a guy that may be regular and you put him in that environment.
You could have like a Kyle Pitts dude. Just a regular old dude.
And then they play way above their heads. And they join in the pack and you know, and just follow suit. They're going to be just as physical as the lead guy. I don't know if Kyle Pitts is regular, but
Pistons fan 11 says Branch may have a pick, or Branch will have a pick against the Packers on Thursday. And Pistons fan 11, I do want to see that for sure. However, I have concern for my trousers if that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like the seam, the double hem seam. Lindsey, has there been, because he, as a defensive guy, defensive secondary guy, for him to have taken over the Lions fandom's genre right now, as because he has.
Yes.
People love this dude.
Yes.
And the quote is what put it over the top. It's what I'm sitting here telling you. And look, I'm around locker rooms. You've been been in locker rooms and stuff like that. You know a lot of that stuff it's pre-programmed or it's said with a purpose. There was no pre-program to him on that.
Right.
There was no, I'm going to fire up my guys. That's how he lives.
Right.
I've been dying for that, Lindsey, for this team. Since the Lions had Sue, I've been dying for that. Because I pull no punches about it. When Sue stepped on Aaron Rodgers, I was about that. Because it said, look, you ain't punking us anymore, bruh. You're not. And if I got to take a flag, I'll take a flag. I don't care. But you're going to feel me.
Yeah, I would have rather for that to have been like a sack face plant than a step on his arm.
I don't care. I don't care what it was. I wish you would have taken his girlfriend.
You're one of the guys that's in the huddle, that's in the pile, that's pinching people underneath the pile. You're one of those guys.
Yeah, probably. as long as like Sue is next to me, or or in your kid like Rashid's next to me or something like that, then yeah, I'll talk. I'll be talking as long as I got some people around me. You know what I'm saying? To keep it regular. But Pistons fan 11, I don't know that the structure of my clothing that day, the seams will be able to take that if that were to happen. I don't know that, but yeah, that's what I'm here for though. I'm here for that, and again, there was a lot more accomplished in that game for them beating the Falcons than just beating the Falcons and kind of putting out the first fire of the year. There was a lot more than that because of those intangible things that I saw. You want to be concerned about the touchdown conversions? I say. Math is math. And Flannel, you'll appreciate this because this is how I roll. I say the touchdown rate will end up what the touchdown rate's going to be. You didn't need them yesterday. And I'm not saying you don't purposely not score them, because you'll get them later, but it'll tend to work out that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and when the defense is playing as dominantly as they did yesterday, it's not going to matter. And the driving force of that was Brian Branch. He led the team in tackles with 11, all solo, by the way, which is incredible. He led the team in tackles for loss with 3, and he was tied for the team lead in pass deflections with 2. And you know what else is great about Brian Branch, why I think he's captured the hearts of all of us so much? In both of their wins, you could argue that he was the most important player. Certainly on defense. I mean, in week 1 at Kansas City.
In Kansas City, he was because he made the biggest play. He swung the game.
He made one of the biggest plays in Detroit Lions regular season history. It's not a very storied history, but still, it was an incredible play. They don't win that game if he doesn't make that pick 6.
No, they were on the ropes.
They were on the ropes. He makes that pick 6. He ties the game. The momentum is swung, and the Lions end up winning. And then in the game against the Falcons, he was the best defensive player on that team. He was the driving force. He was all over the field. And the secondary needed it in the worst way. C.J. Gardner-Johnson didn't play. Kirby Joseph didn't play. Emmanuel Mosley still hasn't played at all this season, and Brian Branch was the dude that stepped up and played like a superstar. And I'll tell you what, if he keeps doing this, he might mess around and win a Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm just saying.
Which you, by the way, Flannel, I'll give you your flowers. It's few times I have to do it. But when we were like discussing long shot bets or whatever for the season, you said, hey, Brian Branch, what was he, like 100 to 1 or something like that?
Yeah.
70 to 1? You're like, he's worth the $3 spin.
Yeah.
$2 spin.
And at this point, I mean, he could very well win this thing. I know Jalen Carter is playing great for Philadelphia. Will Anderson has been pretty good too, but Brian Branch, I mean, I wouldn't say he single-handedly won the Lions 2 games, but he's been the driving force of both of their wins. Made the most important play in week 1 and was their best player in week 3. Unbelievable.
Dude, Carter is a absolute monster.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, God.
Yes, he is, but you know what? So is Brian Branch.
Yep. No doubt.
11 tackles yesterday. And you know what? The greatest thing about him isn't even that. The versatility that he provides. Is he a lockdown corner? No. But in a drastic situation, you can put him out there at corner. Obviously, he can play at the safety spot as well. He is the new generation of football players. Basketball, Lindsey, we've talked about this before. The game of basketball, positionless. Right. Football, to some degree, is becoming less and less positionful and more positionless. You give me a dude. Brian Branch is a dude. You put him back there and you find a spot for him. Absolutely. And he can provide what you need. In a game where Kirby Joseph was not available, he was out there and stepped up to the pump, man. And I think I know why we mess with him so much, like why we love him so much. Because of that, because he looks into the camera and says, F it, I'll take the flag, and was like just, regular about it.
Right.
Like that, like he had said that 100 times before.
Right.
But the other reason, continued to be passed over, was there at the draft on day 1 expecting to go, didn't. Stayed there I think he was the only dude that stayed, right?
As far as I know, yeah.
He was the only dude that stayed at the draft to come across the stage on day 2. So think about that. Passed over, underestimated. He ain't underestimated no more.
I love those stories. Sound like Brock Purdy.
That is true. I do like the T.O. jersey. I'm a big T.O. guy. I like T.O. Were you a T.O. guy?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
One of the best receivers of all time.
Brady Orchard, the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Sorry, guys, I didn't get to the text thread as much. Brian Branch, the steal of the draft, and it very well could be. So, you're looking at it, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Laporta, and Branch. Those are your first 4 picks, right?
Yeah.
They're producing.
It's how you change a franchise, man.
Yes.
It's how you change a franchise. It's not a secret. Big boy. That's a franchise you need to be down with as well. Burgers and sandwiches. Burgers, you know what it is. They already have the OG burger in the Big Boy, but they got the best cheeseburger in the game. Now they have the pretzel bacon cheeseburger as well. You're more of a chicken sandwich kind of person. Those are big right now. Look on that screen. Look at that Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Next time we're out there, I made the pledge. I'm getting one, Flannel. I'm going in.
Hell yeah.
I'm going in for it. They got the Dolly Chicken Sandwich as well. Don't be just sitting there with regular fries. Don't be sitting there with the Kyle Pitts fries. Upgrade those. Get the chili cheese or the loaded baked potato fries. Save room for dessert. They have the Reese's Chocolate Peanut Butter Thunder Cake or the Funnel Cake fries as well. It's time to get to your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Dick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway?
Yes.
Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win the $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste and the choice of people who desire to look good, feel great, and to be the best version of themselves. drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. That is fact, not opinion. Neal, Rhul, Lindsey, Hunter. Flannel is here. So is JB Smoove, the glue of Woodward Sports Network. I don't think that's hyperbole. I think that is absolutely 100% fact. Updating the WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Who's your tight end? Who would you go with? Sam Laporta or Kyle Pitts? People trying to defend Kyle Pitts all through the chat, everybody here at this table. Yet 94% of people would take Sam Laporta right now.
Yes,
that's weird, Lindsey.
Yes, because he's with us now, and he's producing.
No, it's because he's better than regular old Kyle Pitts. That's why.
So you're just telling me Kyle Pitts had 1,000 yards, and you just throw it out the window. That means
one
nothing.
touchdown. Yeah.
That means nothing.
It was a long time ago, my friend.
Wasn't that long ago?
It was a long. It was a third of a decade ago.
The guy, he was his third year in the league, and he got hurt one year, right?
He's hurt all the time.
He was hurt. He played like 10 games.
You know what else
last
is
year.
hurt? His stats. Look at him. Stats are hurt too.
Look, you can't sit there and blame everything on him. He can't throw the ball to himself.
And he couldn't get yards against the Lions, right? The Lions give it up against tight ends all the time, except for regular old Kyle Pitts.
I think he led the team in receiving yards.
He
though.
did.
Not that it means anything, but he
who
did.
Who was throwing to him?
The worst
second-round draft pick.
Oh.
No, I'm playing on.
Stop it.
I was going to show you my depth as a character and like try to defend Desmond Ridder, but I'm not going to. But he got sacked 7 times.
Exactly.
He had no shot yesterday, and that is what I liked. And look, that is where I'm going to go next. Dom Rivera, 88. Brad Holmes drafting players that can play multiple positions is why I don't feel too worried about injuries. And Dom, yes, organizationally, and you've heard me say this before, this has been my mantra with Brad Holmes for a long time now. What makes this different is it's built to last. Like, they're to the point now where you have the pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a roster of, like, real NFL guys. Like, you know this as a 49ers fan.
And you have the youth. You have guys that are going to be staples in that organization.
And those guys that are youth are on rookie contracts.
On rookie contracts, yep.
So all the boxes are checked right now. So, Dom, I ride with you 1,000,000% on that. And that's why even if this season doesn't work out to what we all thought it was going to work out to, yeah, we would be pissed for a minute. But then when you reset and you look at the books and you look at the roster and you look at the draft capital, you would come back to earth to some degree. They're set for a while now. Which is more than we can say. So the other angle I did want to get into, this defensive front for the Lions. I pounded the table on the pregame show. I said, hey, Hutch, go be Hutch. Check. Got to the quarterback a couple times, create a turnover, a fumble, all that kind of stuff. Put up some monster numbers in the game. Derek Barnes, by the way, the Lions' highest-graded defensive player to this point in the season, according to Pro Football Focus. Derek Barnes, who you were shoveling dirt on last year. Remember that?
Yeah, he's been very consistent this year. He's a talented player. He just never could quite figure it out. But in spurts, you saw it in the last couple of years. But he seems to have figured it out.
Yeah. So again, that defensive front, Lindsey, I demanded it and got it 8 times over yesterday with what they were magnificent.
Whoever wins the battle of the trenches they normally dominate the game, and they totally dominated the game. They looked like Oregon's defensive line against Colorado. It was just a path to the quarterback. Either it was outside, inside, or around. There was just straight paths to the quarterback. And there's, when you're pressured that much and you're being sacked that much, it's really nothing you can do. Like, I don't care how great of a quarterback you are. If you're sitting there and they're picking you up every other play, it's going to rattle you. I remember watching Tom Brady, and as great as he was, what was the one thing that every defensive line said? We got to hit him. We got to make him get up every time. That's the only way you could rattle him or get him off his square. And they totally did that. Not that Ritter needed much rattling, but they did more than enough.
MC Reg said Aquara and Charles Harris sightings yesterday as well. And that was something that we discussed yesterday. I was like, hey, Charles Harris, nobody was bigger in the streets for you than me. Like it was a great reclamation project. Brad Holmes brought him in. We had 7 sacks or whatever it was that year. Hadn't seen him since. But we saw him yesterday. Like everybody you needed to see, you saw to get you back on board. At least got me back on board with a lot of those guys. Because again, I know it's Desmond Ritter, and in retrospect, I know it's the Falcons, but they were 2-0, and you are what you are in this football league. That is, you get credit for beating a Lindsey. Shake your head all you want, man. I'm not dealing with that today, bro. They were 2-0. They were 2-0.
That was a very felonious 2-0.
Sure.
Just like the Cowboys.
I can't wait. I love the second hour of a Monday show. Like, obviously, we talk a lot about the Lions and things like that. But I do love when we just get to spin it around the NFL and get to play the hits, bring back the old number one hits. I love it. And the Dallas Cowboys certainly are there as well.
Yes, they are.
And I can't wait. I can't wait for it. But no, I really, really like – that was a fraud 2-0. It's still 2-0.
No, it's still 2-0, but you know a fraudulent one when you see one, right? It's just like the Minnesota Vikings. I told everybody last year, oh, man, Minnesota had 13. I'm like, dude, they suck. Like, I don't care if they win 16 games. They suck. They won a ton of games by, field goal or touchdown, barely. And now, without their running back, without Dalvin Cook back there, they are who I thought they were. Trash.
Dirty South Wolverine, and he's right with this too. Yeah, but they got to be there every week. We need way more consistency out of these other defensive linemen, and that's Hutch included. A defensive line as a whole, right? You need to see more consistency. So
definitely.
Guess what? That's the nature of this league. We got to go do this again in 72 hours, which definitely. I know we'll probably get to this later on. So I'll just tease it right, like later on in the week. Matt Verville, Benito Jones is a boss. He was. It was good to see. This Thursday night football stuff.
You don't like it?
When's the last time you saw a good Thursday night football game?
Well, San Francisco was on last Thursday night. It was a great Thursday night. What are you talking about? It's unbelievable. What's the problem? Did you not watch?
Oh, I watched.
Were you not entertained?
No, I wasn't entertained, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I was not
very entertained.
There is always one team that craps the bed on Thursday Night Football. Always. It's just, I want to see it go away. Number one, you guys know me. Like, I'm a college football guy. I love college football. Thursday night was always for college football, and I'm not yelling at the clouds here. I understand. I know why there's Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
There's 1.1 billion reasons
exactly.
a year why there's Thursday Night Football. I get why there's Thursday Night Football. I understand it, but that doesn't mean I have to like it, and I don't like it because it's generally not good. Somebody in that game, the Packers or the Lions, are not going to be ready to go. They're not, right?
But it's no excuse for why wouldn't you be
ready
to go?
No, it can't be your team. No, I understand that. Like, if you're the Lions in that locker room, it can't be you.
Right.
But odds suggest that somebody's not going to be ready to go. Like, did the Giants look ready to go last Thursday?
The Giants never look ready to go. I mean, they suck.
I know.
So they never look ready to go. So I wasn't even looking at the fact that we were playing the Giants. I mean, the Giants are who they are. Danny Dimes is their starting $45 million quarterback who, is mid at best.
Right.
He's in the Pitts conversation, regular, as you would say.
Regular.
Very regular.
Yeah. Chad
So-
Fisher. Notre Dame couldn't get it done against Ohio State. We'll discuss that as well.
Ohio State's back.
Always hearing about Notre Dame all the time. And every big game they lose. Every big game.
It was funny how they lost.
It was pretty funny with 10 men on the field. That is pretty funny. But KCJ Max says, I agree. I hate the Thursday night. It's just not good football. It's just not good football.
I disagree because any football is good football during this time of the season. I love watching football, and if I can watch NFL on Thursday nights, then I'm all in. I disagree with you guys. I don't know what you guys are.
Well, I'm going to watch, Lindsey. Yeah.
Well, that's my point. Well, how could it not be good? It's good.
I can watch it, and it cannot be good. Both things can be true there.
What's good to me? That could be true too.
I know, because your little Brock Purdy got right playing against the Giants. Your cute little Brock Purdy. I got to look at their schedule. When do they play somebody?
Do we have the 4th toughest strength of schedule in the NFL?
When?
What do you mean when?
Like, when does that take effect? When you're playing the Giants?
We've been on the road.
To say putting a body bag on Pittsburgh, that's pretty impressive at Heinz Field.
Tell them. Soldier
It's
boy,
a good
tell
win.
them.
It's a good win.
I gotta peep this real quick,
Do
just before we get to the break.
4th toughest strength of schedule in the NFL.
I gotta punch holes.
I don't
in
even
your
have to look at it. I
49ers
know
here.
it.
Now look,
Google it.
You all are a good team. Let's see. As I pull up their schedule, boy, you are Lindsey. You're right.
I know.
You're right. You got the Arizona Cardinals coming in next week.
They just
That's
beat the
a big
Cowboys.
game.
They just beat the Cowboys.
Then you got the Cowboys coming in next week, who can't even beat the Cardinals, so obviously they stink.
No,
then
they're
you're playing
supposed
the
to be.
Browns. They stink. Then you're playing Minnesota, who hasn't won a game. Then you got Cincinnati. They're probably going to be 0-3. When does the schedule get hard?
At Cleveland is tough.
You got Washington, Arizona, Tampa, Jacksonville. Come on, Lindsey. The Rams.
Look at the strength of schedule and see.
All right. We'll see, Lindsey. Your schedule is easier than having a Swiss insurance policy, and that's hard to do.
Yes, and do you have football on the brain? Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year is going to be awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at swissins.com or call 248-800-4177. Again, that is 248-800-4177, Swiss Insurance.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Rolling up on the second hour of the show. Man, show flying by. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, NBA champion Lindsey Hunter in a Terrell Owens jersey. Sam Flannel, JB Smoove as well. He's got a flat brim on today because that's how he rolls over there, looking like Spike Lee sitting courtside at the Knicks game. But hey, we're doing it. We're talking Detroit Lions. Victory Monday. We'll spin around the NFL a little bit later on. Lindsey will wax poetic about his 49ers and how they won and how hard their schedule is, even though they play, the Commanders and Cleveland and UNLV and Bowling Green.
No, that's Michigan you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got them confused.
Yes, you did.
Schedules are about the same. Roughly about the same. Real quick, Flannel. The Notre Dame-Ohio State game yesterday.
Yeah.
We'll get into college football in a couple
Ohio
segments.
State's back, man.
But I just want to ask you this question. I'll wait till we do the college football segment because there's no escape from this. Once I ask it, everyone's going to pile in, and then, we're going to be off and running. I did want to talk about the Sam Laporta thing, though. And I know we joked about it with the Kyle Pitts, who would you rather have? And Sam Laporta got like 90. It's one of the most unifying polls we've ever run on this show. Even though it's weird, I think somebody's lying because you all told me how great Kyle Pitts is with his 1,000-yard, one-touchdown rookie season, and now he gets 40 yards a game, but everybody still loves him. But Flannel, did you be honest? You voted for Laporta but talked up Kyle Pitts, didn't you?
No, I did vote for Laporta, but that's just, and we're going to get to it because he's been really, really good. I mean, he's been historically great for a rookie tight end so far.
You're being sus, bro.
He has been.
Anyway, Sam Laporta. I have a prepared statement that I'll go to on this that I said the day after the draft, and I know people piled in about the Iowa thing with me, but I gave the caveat. And Flannel can mark me on this. The tight end is different there. You take a tight end from there, it's different. But that being said, the prepared statement reads the same. They took T.J. Hawkinson, and they reset the clock on him, and they got compensated to do it. That's another master's class by Brad Holmes.
Right. Absolute genius. And you got a stud. You got a stud who looks the part of an all-pro tight end. He looks like one of those dudes that, a special tight end that can step out and be a receiver. The way he runs and how he accelerates to be that big, man, he's special. And he can block. He's everything you want in an all-pro tight end. That position's locked down for the foreseeable future.
Johnny Little says, Neal, you're way too old to use sus. My daughter's 8, so, she's... You gotta relate to kids on their level, right? That's how
Who said you're too old to use sucks?
I forgot. I lost it. Johnny Little said that. You said Peaceful Tim had a what? Peaceful Tim had a good one. I missed it. What'd he say?
Peaceful Tim said he woke up this morning. His truck burned the fuel pump up.
Oh no.
Yes. Said then he cuts on Big D Energy, and Sam Flannel's flanked across his screen. He said he should have just stayed in bed.
Well,
that's kind of funny.
Peaceful Tim, I can help you in 2 forms as far as that goes. Number 1, we're here at Feldman Chevrolet.
Hey.
Rack in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. He bought a new Silverado from here. And we're in Novi, Michigan's number 1 Chevrolet dealer. I can help you with the truck. I can't help you with the Sam Flannel thing. He's here. Hey, look at it this way, Peaceful Tim. We're in hour number 2. We got 57 minutes left of Flannel.
He just said again, it's been an awful day, fellas.
That's funny.
He's still riding with us, so.
It's going to be all right, Peaceful Tim.
Peaceful Tim is the listener of the day, the watcher, the viewer of the day. Stuff's burning down around the man, and he's still here. Jack Harrington, Peaceful Tim, we're here for you. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so it is. Look, the Sam Laporta thing, and you know what I liked about it too. In a time where Amon-Ra St. Brown's not 100%. And the receiving core has gone through some attrition. It was on Sam Laporta yesterday.
Yes.
And they put it on him, and he took it and went with it.
He delivered. He did right what we needed him to do. He delivered. And so did Gibbs.
Yeah, absolutely, Jahmyr Gibbs too. And 17 carries for 80 yards. A lot of them were tough. Like he took some hits.
It's tough, man.
And I think he showed a lot yesterday.
Yes. he showed that he can be a cowbell back, that he's a every down back because he can catch it out the back.
Yeah, no, I know. And over the course of a season, and we qualified all this going into this game. I said I don't think he's a 300 carry a season guy. I don't think he's that because he had some tough yardage yesterday. Yeah, but in a spot, and maybe next week too, and maybe the week after, till you can get David Montgomery back to kind of shoulder that load as well. He delivered, man.
Why don't you think he can be a heavy load back?
Because he was in college like 8 months ago,
Doesn't
man.
matter.
9 months ago. That's
matter,
why.
man. He's one of those guys, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but Lindsey, this is a man's league, bro.
Right, and that's why we drafted him, because we said that he's a man. He's going to come here and do what he's doing now, be impactful. And I think he'll get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, and, another one, too. Boy, Amon-Ra St. Brown, banged up, missing practice. When he steps on the field, it's 9 for 102. You can set your watch to it. Lindsey, I'm telling you, this guy's a gold jacket guy, man. He's a gold jacket loading.
Possibly.
Lindsey, the numbers, man. The reception, he's up there with Justin Jefferson since they both came in the league.
He's going to have to keep that up. And if he can keep that up.
But what sign do you have? What data do you have to say he can't?
I didn't say he couldn't. It's going to be tough, though. Because we got other receivers coming back. So he's going to have to share that load. I don't know if he'll be, targeted as much as he is now, and probably would, because he's so good in the slots. So I think he will continue to be targeted. But when J-Mo comes back, we're gonna have to incorporate J-Mo in. We got to get downfield more. Got to get more than 20 points.
Andrew Jones in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Good to see Andrew Jones in here. Enjoyed your time with the Atlanta Braves. The quietest 100-yard performance ever, and it was. It was. You know how I know? Because I had to go back and confirm that he got there. And I shouldn't have had to. You should know, Neal. Neal, you got to be better. He caught 9 balls. Of course it's going to be 100 yards. He caught 9 balls, Lindsey.
Yeah.
And you know what the biggest compliment I can give him is nobody, we're like, oh, man, Amon-Ra's out of practice. Oh, he practiced yesterday? All right, he's good.
He's good. Right. We said that. He steps on that field. He's going to act like nothing's wrong. And he did. That's what he did.
Because with me, Lindsey, it's not even – he dropped the ball yesterday, by the way. He dropped the ball, which was incredible. But that's another testament to him.
Right.
You're stunned when the man drops a ball.
Right.
But, again, it goes back to – and we were talking about this before we went on the air today. I was clowning Sam Flannel about getting in bed with Aaron Rodgers on a lunch bet. I was clowning on him about that. And he's like, hey, he got hurt. What are you going to do? And I, again, went into my position on that about why I kind of predicted that. You know what I'm saying? That was my overtones to it, Sam Flannel. You know that. I'm not just talking out of my ass here.
Oh, I know. And
health's a concern.
And the bet is still on. It doesn't just get – I'm not confident that I'll win it anymore, but it doesn't get null and void due to injury. I will pay my debts.
Because you got in bed with him, and that was the story. But the reason I was like that, Flannel, to back up, I'll land the plane here. Like with the Amon-Ra St. Brown thing, he gives up his body for the game. Tom Brady didn't eat food for 15 years for the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown is that cut from that mold. Everything in his life, down to what he puts in his body. Not in the off season. There's no off season. He'll die for the game, Lindsey.
Right. And you got to have those type of guys, man. Especially now when you're thin in the receiver room. Thank God Laporta is stepping up the way that we all figured he would. But, he's a gamer. We call those guys gamers.
Chief says, my real question, who's going all in on Laporta this week? Can't wait to see the odds on him. He's gonna be that even money to get a touchdown this week. Are we gonna overreact and
of course
pile in? Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Of course.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that we were gonna be rolling out, and that was how we were gonna do. But hey, one thing I'm all in on, I was just all in on it, Planet Fitness. And again, guys, we come out here to Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, nothing changes for me. There's a Planet Fitness around the corner. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit. There's a lot of cool corporate taglines, and we talk about price and value and all that stuff. You see it on your screen. $10 a month for access to your home club. $24.99 a month for a black card. You go to any Planet Fitness in the world. Nothing changed from my everyday. I drove out here. I got on that treadmill. It was 7 miles today. Nothing changed. Because Planet Fitness is like that. There's always one available where you are. Get that black card, access to all the amenities, the tanning bed, the hydro massage, all of it. $24.99 a month, guys. That's it. That's all. Don't lose money. Don't be a member of a different gym. I would never be at another gym than Planet Fitness. That's the highest recommendation I can give to you guys. Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com where your fitness is essential.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports. Woodward and Main Street. The Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, official equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan-grown, family-owned. Bad boy mowers, tractors, STYL handhelds, and even weed whippers. Liberty trailers, Generac generators, snow X-plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing. Delivery to your doorstep, OutdoorEquipco.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Rhul, Lindsey, Hunter, of course, JB Smoove, and Sam Flannel making a celebrity appearance here on Big D Energy, stepping away from the stardom that is Jeff Iafrate.
It's good to be back. Sometimes you have to go
back to
your
where
roots.
It all started?
Yep, go back to your roots.
All right.
Tracing back roots. I love it.
We're live here at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. They got the inventory. They got those Camaros sitting out there, Lindsey.
Nice.
You buy a Corvette from here yet, or are you still thinking about it?
I bought a Camaro from here when they first came out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So there you go, Lindsey Hunter. Feldman Chevrolet customer as well. Don't know what else to tell you, guys. They're the best in the game. But the Detroit Lions look very, very good yesterday. They got the win. Here's the question. This is a great question. This is going to get debate going. This was a great call by Spencer. Lindsey, who's your MVP through the Lions, for the Lions through week 3?
It's tough. But as of now, you got to say, I'll say it's a split right now.
No.
Yes.
No, you got to pick one.
No, it's a split.
No. This isn't a Michigan football national championship. Oh. You don't get to chop it in two.
Man.
Dude, I'm gonna go right now. It's got to be Branch.
I can't kill you on that.
He's been dominant.
I can't kill you on that. Weezy D313, Jack Fox for my MVP. I was happy to see him. Peaceful Tim, Hutch is my MVP. I think that's a little bit aggressive. Brian Branch getting a lot of love in there.
Yeah.
And look, for me, it's going to be Jared Goff.
I knew.
Yeah, because it is. Because he's been on brand. He's doing anything anybody else in the game of football is doing. He is. He's doing anything anybody else is doing through 3 games. Like we're more than a sixth of the way through the season.
He's doing. He's been good. He's been good. He hasn't been with the elite of the elites. He hasn't been Tua.
No.
All right.
But nobody has. He's the betting favorite to win the MVP.
Right. But I mean, right now, there are a lot. I think there are about 5 or 6, maybe more quarterbacks that are probably playing as well or better than Goff. And he's been good. Now he's, top 10 easily. You agree?
No, yeah, but he's done what's been needed.
Right.
And it's the most important position in sports.
And Brock Purdy's probably right outside the top 10.
Who's the MVP of the 49ers? 248. Give us a call. We're taking your calls right now. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jaroxel says Goff is top 5. Easy. LFG. Hey, Neal, Goff. MVP. He's been the MVP for the Lions. So that was a great bit, man. Chris Evans says Goff is 4th in QBR. And Chris, he was 3rd all of last season. When is he going to get the due, Flannel? When?
Well, I mean, he is 4th in QBR behind one Justin Herbert. Just for the record, just for the record. No, Jared Goff he's been very solid so far. I wouldn't say that he's been the elite of the elite, but he's been fine.
He's 4th in QBR.
Okay, fine.
4th in QBR is not fine. 4th in QBR is good. He was 3rd in the league in QBR last year. That's not fine. That's good.
Okay, but to be fair, and this is I think a fair statement. Quarterback play across the board has been a little bit down. Like a guy like Joe Burrow, he hasn't played well. Josh Allen had that 4-interception game. Guys that you normally expect because he's 4th in QBR right now. Let me check out passer rating for Jared Goff. He would rank 6th behind Kirk Cousins, Brock Purdy, and Baker Mayfield.
Oh, behind who?
Brock Purdy is one of them.
Oh, okay.
And this isn't to denigrate Jared Goff or anything like that.
He's one of the top guys.
Yeah,
far.
He's been solid. I wouldn't take today personally as the time, and I know Easy's in the chat and he kind of mentioned this, and I'm kind of agreeing with him. I wouldn't choose today to be the day to just give Jared Goff, oh my goodness, all these flowers. They put up 20 points, he threw a touchdown and a pick. He was fine. He was
okay.
He's been the one though that's been the most consistent to me of the Detroit Lions. He's been the one. He's been most consistent. He's been good all year long.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So he's been at the very worst good in every single game.
Bingo. That's it. He's played at the highest, quote-unquote, highest level.
That's fine. I would probably say Brian Branch is mine just because I can't say what I said earlier that he's been.
And I said, I can't kill you on that because he's had the highest moments.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He made the biggest play. I can't kill you on that. I disagree. But as a whole, I don't think you're wrong because I just wanted to call Lindsey out and cut him off before he even started with it's Brian Branch and Jared Goff. I was cutting him off before he tried to pull that.
Yeah, he didn't want me to go.
It's not a Michigan national title. You don't get some and you get one and you get one. That's not the way it works.
You get MVP. You get MVP.
You get a share of a national title. You get a share of a national title. So that's all where I was going with it. That was all I wanted to say about it. But it was a great question. A lot of people, Amon-Ra St. Brown got a lot of run as well. And you know what? I don't hate that either.
Right.
And it kind of backs up to what we talked about earlier, where he's so good that you don't even think about him anymore. He's undervalued by us.
He is currently on pace for across a 17-game season, 119 catches for 1,558 yards. And people are, I wouldn't say it's been quiet, but it kind of has been relatively. Yeah. I mean, he had 6 for 102 against Seattle too.
He's done that since second one when he walked in the league.
I would say since week 6 of his rookie year, but still, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, when they opened.
Sorry, he needed 5 weeks to figure it out in the NFL.
And Anthony Lynn to be gone too, but that's no. Amon-Ra
St.
St. Brown.
1,000 yards his rookie year.
He had 900.
Oh, okay.
He had 900. Oh, so I get what you're doing. Kyle Pitts did, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. No, but Amon-Ra St. Brown, you can't even be mad if somebody picks Amon-Ra as the answer. I wouldn't pick him as the MVP of the team, but still, he's been one of their best players because he's one of the best players on the team, one of the better wide receivers in the league. He's top 10.
Tony Haven said Sewell's the MVP all day, every day. And look, Tony, you know me. I stand for Penei Sewell. You guys know that. I make no bones about that. I can never disagree with anybody who says Penei Sewell's the MVP. By the way, 115 yards rushing yesterday for that Lions offensive line.
Yeah.
By the way,
it's very good.
Outgained Falcons on the ground almost 3-1.
Yeah, that Falcons running game did not show up, or was it the defense that choked the life out of them?
They can't pass, so you
Did anybody feel like they kind of abandoned the run a little early?
Yes. Neal, they rushed for 211 the week before against Green Bay, and they come to Detroit and rush for 44. But it wasn't like, I remember the first couple of drives, it's like, why is Ritter passing? Another play action.
Yeah. Like, it was really weird to me how they just got away from it so early.
Well, someone said last week that Green Bay's defense was just as good as the Lions, if not better. Somebody said that. I don't know who said it.
No, the funny thing is, we're going to see.
The funny thing is, on paper, you're probably right. It's just funny how the NFL works. And this Lions rush defense, it may just be for real.
Talk about the Lions MVP to this point. Aaron Stoner, I think, closes the club down here. Neal, how about Goff's speed on that run for a tutty? I bet he was clocked around 20-plus miles an hour. I think it was. I think I saw the stat. I think it was Tyreek Hill, second touchdown, Tyreek Hill's touchdown last week, Jared Goff's touchdown, then Tyreek Hill yesterday. That man ran like 23 miles per hour yesterday. Tyreek Hill, not Jared Goff.
Yes, I know.
I'm talking about.
Jared Goff probably could have.
He was slightly less than that.
He probably is like a step faster than Tom Brady.
Well, you know what the problem is? Like it wasn't a long run, so he didn't have time to like get fully accelerated, to show off the wheels. So, that was it. Packers Lions, man. Thursday. Like as a show, like when do we cut off and go to the Packers preview?
Tomorrow. That's what's funny about it is I would like a lot of time to really enjoy this win and kind of marinate in it.
That's not how this league works when you're good.
You don't have time for that.
And that's the funny thing is like on Thursday, and the Packers, they actually messed around and came back and won that game. So this game is for the lead in the division.
I know. I was pissed about that because the Packers go to 1-2, and you're 2-1, and you play them, and you win on Thursday. You've got a 75% chance to win the division.
Especially considering the Vikings and the Bears.
I was kind of happy that Packers won because there's a lot of Saints fans from Mississippi. So I was giving them the blues.
The Saints are like the official South team, right? Like more than the Falcons? Like all the Alabama, Mississippi.
No, you'd be shocked. Those people love the Cowboys. I'm telling you, that's what irritates me too. Is so many Cowboy fans in Mississippi, dude. It's like irritating.
Yeah, but getting back to it though, I didn't understand how they cut away from the run game so quick. And then like in the second quarter, they had it 3rd and 8. I think like on their own 30 or something like that. And then they ran the ball for like 4 yards, and then they had to punt. I was like,
play calling, man.
Yeah, dude. I was like, for real?
You talk about bad play calling. Has anybody watched the Bears play?
Oh,
luckily, no.
Dude, I don't. I'm not an offensive coordinator or anything like that. Never sat next to one and known what. I swear they're calling their playground plays out there for Justin. They're throwing 17 screens.
We're gonna get there.
Oh my God, it's awful.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna talk about it. In the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, I got a message about that too. Something about Neal, did you watch Justin Fields play? And I told you guys I cut out and we went to the cider mill in the fourth quarter. I was like, all right, once they got up 2 scores, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
And so we went to the cider mill, and then I went to my barbecue spot there in Romeo. Shout out JL Smokehouse. I went there after for dinner, and it was on the TV, but I didn't participate. So, luckily for me, no, I did not watch any of it.
It's bad.
And I'll tell you this. I looked up at the TV 3 times, and I saw Taylor Swift twice.
That's all you need to know right there.
Yeah, that's all I needed to know about how the game was going.
Yeah, how did they become a item so fast?
I don't participate in those things.
She was chest bumping Kelsey's mom.
Yeah. Like they're like one step away from marriage now, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're in the suite with the family, you're getting married, right?
I don't know what's going on. That's a fast forward situation.
Was it Rex Ryan said that would be the biggest catch of his life? if he got Taylor Swift. So somebody said that.
Yeah.
I don't know though. That's never moved the needle for me before.
Nah, she's a great entertainer.
Although I will say this, here's why it works, and here's why they're covering it. Because my wife said, "Oh yeah, I heard that." My wife is not in the football world,
right?
but she said, "Oh, I heard that she was with some football player."
Yeah, so it crossed.
So that's a big W.
Yeah.
As the kids say, that was a massive W. And hey, yesterday for the Lions post-game show, you were enjoying a massive W as well. And Tom Mazaway hosts the post-game show here for the Woodward Sports Network all season long with our own stick as well. Weekly special guest. Get in the action straight away. You jump right in. Turn the TV off or change the app to YouTube. But you don't have to leave your television. Just fire up the YouTube app on your TV, and boom, you are in there. The Detroit Lions post-game show, Tom Mazaway, all season long, exclusively on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency, and SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good, it's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. It's a gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. So smooth. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off with code word Woodward Glorious. Visit their website at didn't need to say that, at gloriouscanna.com.
They give the sponsors their value. What's the web address there?
gloriouscanna.com.
All right, there you go.
Why'd I say
www? Come on. You sound like that Dick Butkus commercial I hear on the radio rolling around town sometime. www.
What is this, like my 20th read of the day, though? Come on. Just give me a one quick pass.
Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. That is fact, not opinion. How do we know? People around here with the show have bought cars here from Feldman Chevrolet. Happy to have you with us. Neal Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove in the house talking Detroit Lions. Lions victory Monday over the Falcons, as you know. WoodwardSports.com, chat thread, subscribe to Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. Burn. No, Neal, I want the Packers thinking they're good because they squeaked out a win, and I want to break their spirits. No, Burn, I wanted to take control of the division. And if they would have lost that game to the Saints and you beat them, then they're 1-3 and you're 3-1 with the tiebreaker, and the Vikings and the Bears are just an atrocity of a franchise right now. You're Flannel, you're at the quarter pole. You got it won.
Yeah.
For real, they could have, for all intents and purposes, won the division on Thursday.
Yeah, with their only other head-to-head matchup back at Ford Field. Very,
on
very
Thanksgiving
tough environment.
Day?
Absolutely, yeah. And now we're looking at a situation where whoever wins this game is in control of the division, or at least has a one-game lead. And that's not something you want to risk at this point of the year. But for the record, I'm not going to give away too much. I think the Lions, I'll save that. I'll save that for later on.
Yeah, I'll save it for the morning Woodward show.
Yeah.
Steve Brown says, I heard the Packers got an asterisk since Carr was hurt. Is that true?
No.
I'll have to check the record.
I don't think Carr would have made much of a difference.
Chief says, I hate to say it, but Thursday is a must-win. He has a question mark with it. I don't think so now. Even if you lose that game, you're 2-2. You're a game back of the Packers. You still got a return engagement on Thanksgiving. Again, all these games are in vacuums. I thought Sunday was a must-win, but Sunday's a must-win to give you breathing room, right? You have breathing room now at 2-1 because you can circle the wagons and come back where they got Carolina coming in to 4. You know what I'm saying? Like there's an opportunity to make moves. So I will stop short of saying it's a must-win, but make no mistake, it's a huge football game.
Oh, big game, yeah.
Huge
Division
football
rival.
game.
And it's the Fudge Packers. So anytime you play in the Fudge Packers, you want to
You want to get
beat
that
the brakes
division
off
win,
of.
man. No doubt about it. All right, around the NFL, take a look at what happened. Certainly some of the storylines. We touched on it earlier in the open. The Dolphins put a 70 spot on big bad Sean Payton, the savior, and the Broncos. They're 0-3. They're dead.
Yeah, that 70 burger killed them. That buried them. That was a nail in the coffin.
They're dead.
I don't know what they're going to do because you're stuck. You're stuck with.
You're stuck with him. You're stuck with that contract.
Yeah.
You're stuck with everything. They're dead. They're dead. It's over. The Sean Payton effect lasted 3 games. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, he had no effect.
By the numbers, you're dead if you're 0-3.
Yep.
It's just facts.
And to give up 70 points, that insinuates that you're dead.
I just love again, just going to the Broncos thing, the Russell Wilson thing, the Sean Payton thing, all of it. I tried to tell you all. If you do lunges in an airplane on a team flight, if you have Lego hair that can be picked up and snapped back in, if you're making creepy videos and all that kind of stuff and just generally weird, if you have a desk at your team facility for no reason.
Well, they got rid of the desk.
But at one point in time, he had it.
He had his own office.
Yes. And look, like the Broncos, they're at the Bears next week. Then they're home against the Jets. But then they have the Chiefs twice in 3 weeks. Goodbye.
I mean, they might get like a Fugazi 2-3.
Oh, but then after that, they're at Buffalo. After they play the Chiefs twice in 3 weeks, they're at Buffalo, home against the Vikings. They're still got to go to the Chargers. They still got to come to Detroit. They're dead.
No, they're dead.
We're cool with that?
Yeah.
They're dead. Danny G, Denver, Chicago, Minnesota are all down bad. Yes, it's a wrap for them.
Yep.
It is. It is a wrap for them. What stood out to you, Lindsey?
With who?
Anything.
Oh. It was amazing watching a team give up 70 points. I couldn't.
It was just incredible, wasn't it?
I was blown away by it. I was like, man, is Tua that good? Like, and I think Tua is that good, but to give up 70? What were they? Every concept that you came out to that you thought would help you didn't. Like, nothing worked.
Lindsey, that's 10 touchdowns. Right. You only get, 12 possessions in a game? Tops?
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Tops.
Nothing worked.
You only get 10 possessions in a game.
Nothing worked. Like,
they got 10 touchdowns.
Think about it. And I've been in basketball games where we went out and had a plan and nothing worked.
Yeah, and got cooked.
Yeah, and that's not a good feeling. Like, none of your adjustment worked. Oh, man,
your initial game plan didn't work. Yeah. Your adjustment didn't work. Right. Your execution didn't work.
Right.
Nothing worked. Flannel, what stood out to you in the NFL?
All right, so there are a couple of things for sure. I mean, we'll stick in the division. This Chicago Bears team looks like a team that's going to win 3 games. It might not even be better than last year. They are
You think they'll win 3?
They might win less at this point. They are terrible. I know they were playing at Kansas City, but so far they've shown that they do nothing well. And I am 100% out on Justin Fields. I was kind of a believer, and now I am certainly not. They are just atrocious. And how about another team that I think we need to stop shoveling the dirt on their grave. How about the Buffalo Bills getting a 37-3 win at Washington, a Washington team which was 2-0, the defense playing opportunistic?
See, there we go, Flannel. They're another one of those teams that you got. They're 2-0. Their 2-0 was just like the felonious team that just did the Lions.
Felonious.
And I understand that, and I agree with you, but they still went on the road and beat them by 34 and intercepted Sam Howell 4 times. Sam Howell, who's been playing pretty well. And how about the Cleveland Browns? I know that they lost Nick Chubb. I did predict them to win the AFC North, and I wanted to amend that, but they look pretty damn good, led by Deshaun Watson, who probably had his best game since those Houston days. So those are some things that stood out to me. And also, Justin Herbert played a hell of a football game. 40 completions, 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. His defense finally made a play. I was like begging to the heavens because it looked like the Vikings were about to go down and win that game. But Kenneth Murray with that pick in the end zone. Thank you. Chargers playoff push starts now.
You know what I liked about that Chargers-Vikings game?
What's up?
It was a no-lose situation for me.
It was.
and rarely in life do you get a no-lose situation. Because I was burying somebody.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter to me who it was.
Yeah. I mean, with the Vikings, it's more advantageous as Lions fans because now they are 100% no threat.
And that's what I was leaning towards. Like, you can cross them off. Them and the Bears, it's a 2-horse race now.
Yeah.
It is you and the Packers. And you can take a nice little lead here with the push on Thursday night. Wheezy D keeping it in the division as well. I don't want anyone to help the Vikings out and help them unload Cousins. They got to hold that L. Imagine imploding your franchise for Cousins and Hawkinson.
Whew. And
I know. And I love it, Wheezy. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not in on any of those teams. I've never been in on the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Vikings, as I call them. I'm not even sold on the Pack. I think Love is a legitimate starting quarterback, but I don't think the Packers are that good. I just don't.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out. Like, you get to the quarter pole now. We're gonna be 4 games in. Right. You played them in the division. Like, it's a big weekend, and that's the way the NFL works. Mark Walston, Herbert's a new Stafford. No management around the Chargers. Answer 14. Neal had his dirt ready. I want to get this one right, and Neal had his shovel full of dirt ready to go. Dude, answer 14, I went to the landscaping company, and they brought the dump truck to the house and dumped it down at the edge of the driveway. You know how they won't back the truck up into the driveway because a dump truck weighs too much and it'll implode your driveway?
Yeah.
It stopped short, and it dumped it on the edge of the driveway. 3 cubic yards of dirt because I had plenty to go around yesterday. And 40 Gumble, Neal, Brad Holmes handed off Hawkinson and got a cheaper, better version. Same old Lions died the day Holmes walked through the door, apparently. And that's really where I am with it. And we talked about that in the second hour or the first hour. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast and get caught up, stay caught up, rewind, fast forward, all that kind of stuff. Jack Harrington, R.I.P. Cowboys for losing to the Cardinals. We would be remiss if we didn't mention the Dallas Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
As a 12-point favorite over the Cardinals on the road. And guess what? They never had a shot.
Nope. Got smoked.
They were losing the whole time.
Can we give a shout-out to one Jonathan Gannon, him and his shots, explosive. Hey, those explosives.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, Flannel. Yeah. Because you know what I saw? Like, we've laughed and we've clowned and all that kind of stuff, and I looked at the guy and said, nope, this ain't going to work. Just looking at him. I will say this. In their little post-game celebration, like, the players seemed to mess with them a little bit. They did. Like, they got the Gatorade bath for him and all that kind of stuff. And it seemed genuine. Like, everybody seemed happy. Now, if they come back and they're 2-9, maybe that you don't keep that energy then.
Well, but their next game is going to be a little tougher than the Cowboys.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A little tougher than the Cowgirls.
I'm salty. Says Cowboys will make the playoffs, then lose in the first round, like always. I know, but I wanted them to win a few more games because I wanted it more of a payoff. You know what I'm saying? Woodward nights, you get a payoff every single night when you listen to Booner and Broder, 2 of Detroit's newest up-and-coming sports personalities. Weeknights from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. I got a chance yesterday to work with Booner. He was on the Lions pregame show. We chopped it up, man. We had a good time. I enjoyed working with him. It was a very, very good time. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in to there. Get your thoughts out there. Edric Shelby says, with the exception of the Ravens and maybe the Cowboys, it's really hard for me to see us dropping another L. I'm thinking 14-3 this season. I stand on it. Oh, he doubled down.
Yeah, he did.
I stand on it, Lindsey.
See, he's all in. He's all in.
Indeed, he is.
While you guys are jumping back and forth over the fence.
He is. He is all in,
You guys
man.
are habitual fence jumpers.
Habitual.
Yes.
Sports marketing agency. They spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast, This is the S Word, helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or some you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com, the sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Neal Rhul here for the Academy of Warren, kindergarten through 8th grade, that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, kindergarten through 8th grade athletics. That's pretty important, folks. And a new state-of-the-art sports dome that has regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can be used for 7-on-7 football. Still time, guys. You can enroll right now. Go to academyofwarren.net. Keeping it pushing here, coming down the stretch. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. It's Neal Rhul, Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove. We're just kind of taking a look at the NFL football weekend. If you missed the Lions-Falcons talk, we spent an hour and 20-ish minutes on it. Download the Woodward Sports Big D Energy podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker. Give it a 5-star review, too. Make fun of Sam Flannel for old time's sake on the review. Do that. Feel free.
He has his muscle shirt on today. His flannel muscle shirt.
Yes, he does.
Victory Monday.
Victory Monday. You are right. Another thing I noticed around the NFL, and this kind of flew under the radar for whatever reason, but I got to jump in here on this little Jacksonville Jaguars anointed. They're the next. They're up and coming. They're 1-2 right now. Who are they tied with in the division?
It looks like they're tied with the Colts and the Texans and the Titans. They all won a game. They've all won.
They'll
2.
be fine. That whole division.
The Houston
stinks.
Texans are tied for the division lead.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you that young quarterback looked pretty damn good.
C.J. Stroud.
Yes,
280-2.
He looked damn good.
He played better than Trevor Lawrence.
Oh,
factual.
100% factual.
The savior.
There was some commentator that was killing the kid. Who was that? He was talking about how bad he was, and he didn't think he's an NFL quarterback. And who was that? One of those networks was killing the kid. I like the kid. I like the kid at Ohio State. I thought he was good.
Are you sure you're not talking about Lucas Klotz from the morning show?
Yeah, but, again, it flew under the radar, and the Jaguars are 1-2. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and they lost to the Texans at home right after.
Inexcusable if you're a good team.
100%. And even that loss to Kansas City, I know it's the Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, but they only put up 9 points. That's just maybe the Jacksonville Jaguars aren't as good as we thought they were. I think they're still going to win the division, but still, maybe they'll win it by default because I don't think anybody else is going to really pull ahead.
Yeah, everybody else is going to fall apart. They'll win it by default, like you just said. And they'll go into playoffs, and they won't have a lucky comeback like they did last year.
Although I forgot the Colts are 2-1, aren't they?
Oh, yeah,
they
that's
won.
right.
Yep.
They won on the road in Baltimore.
Yep.
Good catch there, Lewis.
Yeah.
Appreciate you checking me on that one. But yeah, they got a road win in Baltimore. So maybe that division's not as bad as we said it was. I don't know.
Everybody was talking about this new look offense and all this different. We got receivers. Well, they do have a really good receiver, but Odell Beckham he's been out as usual. But they haven't shown me any type of explosiveness. Lamar's been okay. They haven't been great, though.
Yep. And look, I was a guy that said the Ravens had no choice but to sign Lamar Jackson.
No, that's the only way they can win.
Yeah, and he's getting $80 million in cash this year, which, yes, easy. He's getting $80 million in cash.
Cha-ching.
And guess what? That will go on their cap at some point, easy, because that's how it works. We got into that discussion, that old bit yesterday. The bill will come due for it, easy. But anyway, I said that you have to sign this guy because you have no other alternative because now is your time to make a move. But you're not paying him $80 million in cash this year to lose in overtime to the Colts. You're just not. I got to be consistent about that. Joe Westfall, C.J. Stroud's played better than Fields ever has. And I think for Justin Fields with me right now, because I am somebody, Flannel, I am a lot like you. I think at some point he can put it together because of how dynamic of an athlete he is. He'll never be, he's never going to be Tua throwing the football. Right. He's never going to be 23 of 26 for 309 and 4 touchdowns and be out at halftime. He's never going to do that. He's never going to be the front runner, as far as MVP goes. But I will say this. I will treat Justin Fields right now kind of the way I treated Torkelson at the end of May, where he still has 27 NFL starts in his career. He's got the rest of the year to go do whatever he's going to do. And he's got to show some sign. He does. It can't be this bad for much longer.
Dude, who's the offensive coordinator?
It's Luke Getsy. I think that's
they got to change that. They need somebody in there that can at least have a resemblance of an offense that a kid can develop in. I don't see how you can develop when you're throwing 8 screens a game.
I guess. Yeah, I agree with you to some extent. But here's the thing. I have officially declared that I'm out on Justin Fields because I saw the same things at the beginning of the year that I was seeing in previous years. He still can't read defenses. Even though he's got more weapons and better offensive line, he's just not doing anything with it. To me, I just don't think Justin Fields is an NFL quarterback anymore because this was the year where there were no excuses. They got him what he allegedly needed, and he's still playing terrible.
I don't know if he got what he allegedly needs.
You're saying organizationally.
Yes.
Not on the field.
Yes, organization. You gotta, when you invest in a quarterback that high in the draft, you have to invest in everything. Yeah, you have to make sure that if you miss, it wasn't because of anything you did to not give him everything he needs. I just don't see it. I don't see, and part of it will be on Justin because I'm watching some of the dropbacks also, and he's not the first read is open sometimes, and he's not delivering the ball. I don't know if he's shell shot or what. He's scared to throw the ball. It's crazy watching him.
No, I agree with you, and that's why for me, I'll separate myself and check back around Thanksgiving, and see where it's going. Again, the Spencer Torkelson treatment. And remember, Flannel, I said with Torkelson, because I had a couple people send me tweets about him getting to 30 home runs. I wasn't calling for him to be bad forever. Remember, I cut the cord on that, and I said, hey. Your minor league at-bats were limited. I'll check back on you in August.
Sure.
Take the time you need because the games are meaningless, so take the time you need. He did. He got it together.
Yeah, and I would say Spencer Torkelson's second year was a rousing success, especially relative to his first year. He's going to have 30 and 90.
Yep, it didn't start out that way, but it finished that way, and that's what's important. Yeah. So kind of the same tact I'll have with Justin Fields. He's got a dynamic skill set. He's a dynamic runner. The Bears need to figure that out. The offensive coordinator needs to figure that out. You got to do what you got to do.
They have a chance to get right. I believe they play at home against the Broncos this week. Maybe that can be a win for them. They got a couple.
Please let him outplay Russell Wilson. Please.
He might.
You know what? I didn't even think about. I will be locked into that game.
Oh my goodness.
That's this Sunday.
And you don't even have a Lions game. The Lions game will already be over.
I know. I have the freedom to do it.
So much rust.
Where are they playing that game at?
I think it's Chicago.
Is it?
I think. I'm 99% sure.
Hold on, I got to see what time. Don't please don't let that be a 4 o'clock game, please. I know it probably won't be, but that's what I want to see. No, it's a 1 o'clock game. All right, that's fine. I got to go to Florida this weekend for work, but my flight lands at noon, so on Sundays. So I'll tap into that. Please let this happen. Please let this happen. Hey, as I said, we're coming down the stretch. Let me tell you about Lady Jane's, everybody. Get to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience. Register to win a trip of your dreams. All expenses paid. A suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament. That's right. No expense spared. You win 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute-by-Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White & Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, live at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. That is fact, not opinion. Lindsey Hunter, Sam Flannel, JB Smoove here, all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Explosive viewership today all across the network. We appreciate you if you're checking us out for the very first time. Guys, we're doing it better than anybody else is. We have your Detroit Lions covered from every single angle. Pre-game shows, post-game show, and don't forget, too, our Lions Insider Show. That's right, Woodward and Maine, featuring Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Detroit legend Terry Foster is in the house. Episodes 2 times a week, Sundays from 8 to 9 a.m., so you can kick off your football Sunday, and also Tuesdays from 7 to 8 a.m. as well. The most in-depth reporting, the best breakdown, the players, all things Detroit Lions. Go to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, subscribe, and get in there. And oh, by the way, just crossed over the 50,000 mark in YouTube subscribers for Woodward Sports. The largest sports presence digitally in Detroit. Fact. But we appreciate, and that's because of you guys. So certainly we do appreciate that. Just kind of wrapping up the discussion. NFL, Lions, whatever you got, go ahead and feel free to jump in that and get it.
What's the line on that Philly against Baker Mayfield tonight?
5.
Let's go, Baker.
You taking that?
I think Baker's going to beat him tonight.
Really?
Yep.
Coffee? I'll take the Eagles.
Let's go. Let's go, Baker.
When you in next, Lindsey? I'll prepare my coffee consumption around it. When you in next?
I like your confidence. Friday,
beautiful.
Let's go, Baker.
Friday. It'll be a big package Friday.
Yes, sir.
Big coffee Friday now.
Big Baker Friday.
Big Baker Friday. Maybe I'll have Flannel pre-buy his coffee he owes me from the Jets not making the playoffs.
Baker plays well when he's the underdog. He's the underdog right now.
I'm team iced. No sugar, extra cream.
Like your confidence. Okay.
And that Birmingham roast iced coffee too. It's robust. Like you know you're drinking coffee when you get that. So that's how I'll take it, Flannel. That's how. Just so you know too, when the Jets don't make the playoffs, officially mathematically eliminated. Maybe I'll strike a deal with you. Instead of getting a large, if you wait, maybe like I'll offer you an out right now. You can buy me a small and save a little money.
I'll take that into consideration.
Dirty South Wolverine. Tampa Bay's going to win. So there's that. There's there as well. So there it is. Your mom's favorite skater. I will not talk about how you compare coffee to the women you like. We are not going there. Good try. I see you trying to sneak it in there. Lorena Rios, no Red Wings talk today. Let's go Red Wings. Lorena, tomorrow, preseason game number 1. Pittsburgh Penguins in town. For you, Lorena, I'll get into that with D-Mac. And we'll do it. You have to, I think. But yeah, man. So that's about it. Lions get the win tomorrow. We didn't get a chance to get to the college football today, so we'll get to it tomorrow for sure.
I want to talk about Colorado.
What about it? No, you take the best player in college football off any team.
Right.
You're going to be hurt.
You don't have a offensive line or a defensive line. I'm just laughing at people talking about the Shador talking about, they said this quarterback would be drafted. He still would be. If he came out this year, still be a top 5 pick. Easily. Kaboom.
Kaboom. That's it. We're done. No, we'll be back at it tomorrow, though. Again, if it's the first time checking out the show, we appreciate you. Thanks for tapping in. I hope you stick around. To Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well,
peace.
See you later.